Hello, bonjour à tous. I hope you're well. So we're back on this new episode of Reinvent podcast. And today I'm very excited to have an amazing woman on my side, which is Eleonore.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yes, I'm very good. I'm excited for your first podcast.
Me too. Thank you for having me.
With pleasure. So how are you today? You're having a
Pretty
good day?
good. Yes,
Yeah.
good day in Dubai.
Yeah.
The weather starts to be good.
Yeah, true. So, Eleonore, you're the founder of Consulting Comete, right?
Exactly.
You're an entrepreneur, a fashion consultant, image consultant, and a journalist.
Exactly.
Yes. So, how everything did it start? Like, how was your childhood? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Paris. I'm born in the 15, but I grew up in the 8 area.
Okay. And your parents, what did they do?
So I am the mom with a banker and the dad with an economist.
Okay.
Yes,
Amazing.
really finance people.
Yeah.
I'm the artist of the family.
I see that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, but we're both French, so we just decided to do an English episode just for you guys.
Yes, for you to get the French accent.
Exactly. So, okay. And you have a sister as well?
Yes, I have one sister. She's 2 years younger than me, and she's doing some journalism studies right
okay.
now.
Okay, very nice.
Yes.
And so you grew up in Paris, right?
Yes, both of us born and raised there.
Yes. And about your scholarship, it was in Paris too?
Yes, I did from when you start scholarship to graduation in the same group in the same school, one called Fénelon-Sainte-Marie. And I arrived there. It was like easy for me at the beginning. I was in the cool kid. We were 2 Eleonores and everything was happening well. And after that, when we start to be 6th grade, something shift, and I became black sheep of the school, for one of them. And I've been bullied there for a while.
Yeah, so you've been bullied. So what happened? Like, what's
it was
the
like
context?
bad comments, bad jokes. You are alone. You're not invited. You know, like the singing class, some people sitting next to you just to tell you bad joke all the time. And when I was little, I was like really shy and like super nice and whatever. Even though I'm still super nice.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, I didn't know how to face that. And also I come from a family where I've been raised in the fact that you have to be really polite and these kind of things.
Yeah.
But like, they didn't teach me you should fight back. Like if I have a child one day, I will teach them, if someone annoys you, to fight back. Don't let that happen to you.
Yeah, okay. So it just took your innocence, I think, right?
Yes, that plus before that I already had like the divorce of my parents when I was 7, which is really young. And at this age, I was one of the first to have the parents who divorced because actually like most of the people, they didn't have at this time. It was not as popular as now. Also, I was in a Catholic school, not that Catholic, like it was not an issue to have parents who are divorced, but still. So for that, and the divorce didn't happen well. Like they fought a lot. So it was a complicated one. Yeah. So the innocence goes away like really young.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what did you felt like at this time about the divorce of your parents?
So basically, divorce of my parents, I was 7.
Yeah.
7 is like when you understand without understanding. So part of me was thinking it was maybe my fault. And I was so sad and I just wanted my parents to get back together. And like you have many questions, but you don't understand. My sister, she was 5. I think at this time she understand less.
Yeah.
So it was less painful because 7, you start to be like more aware of what happened. I was like faking sleeping in the living room to hear because they were screaming at each other, these kind of things. So it has been like a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you just felt bad, I think, about that. And
Definitely. And for a while I was hoping that my parents get back together. After at the end I was quite happy that they didn't because it was not made to match. And also like this, we had the opportunity to get 2 different versions of education, even though they have some common value. And it was better like this.
Yeah.
Now I know it. But for a while, you're like a Parent Trap, the movie, hoping to put them back together, find anything you can.
I can imagine. So yeah. So I think you had as well a bad image of relationship after that. Like
Yeah, of course. Like the paradox is like also I have a mom who feed me with romantic comedies since I'm really young. So I'm a hopeless romantic and have traditional value. But on the other side, I'm scared of commitment because obviously this kind of things doesn't give you like the best image when you see two people that loved each other. They stayed together for more than 10 years. So it was not like random things, but like fight that much, going to the judge many times. And all those things, all the yelling, obviously, it left you some scars.
yeah, I can imagine. So after that, after your scholarship, how did you get this passion for fashion? Because I know that it came from an early age, I think.
Yes, I kind of always had it. And I tried many things and many style. And sorry for some people who know me at sometimes, like even like makeup wise, because I have a mom, she never wear makeup. She's really elegant and whatever, but she doesn't wear makeup.
Okay.
So she didn't wanted me. And I was the first one to put makeup. She was like, no, young lady doesn't put makeup. It's for later. Also, she grew up in the countryside. So obviously it's not the same thing than when you grew up in Paris. So she had to face some dilemma that for her was not the age because she was at the countryside at this time. But like, so I was like with the black eyeliner like this on Sundays at the countryside, this kind of thing. So I tried many, many things. I always add like something also because I think with fashion, you can reinvent yourself. And I always like that. And probably also I just didn't want to do the same thing that they do in my family.
I think as well,
yeah.
You just follow your own path, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it. So because I love fashion too, I'm a fashion designer,
yes.
So it's a way for me to express myself as well.
Yes, of course. This is like creativity.
Yeah, exactly. So I think for you too, definitely.
Yes.
And after that, because you were bullied, you had your parents divorced. So how did you overcome those traumas? Because I know that it leaves marks definitely on yourself. So what did you do?
100%. Like the fact is like, so at home it was not going well, at school either. After, at the end, before graduation, I started to go out. I started to have some opportunities. I was invited to some really cool parties because I was doing a bit like sometimes of modeling or these kind of things. And I started to discover the nightlife and some things. And it's like, I was like, oh, but there are some people really cool who actually like me. And because we became like kind of an old big family, like we were young kids, cool kids from Paris going in all the places. And it was a weird dysfunctional family too, probably. But the fact is like, that's helped me to overcome that. And so it became a bit like my escape.
Yeah.
Because like home was not good, school was not good. At the end, I was like even... I was getting a lot of tonsillitis because of stress, because of the bullying. Every time I got a tonsillitis, I had like, I don't know, 2-3 days of stop for the class. Yeah. And I was using to get 4, 5, 6. I was like, the last year I almost never came, even though I was in one of the best school of Paris. I was always managing to not came because like bullying was way too much. And after I was like also going out, going to all these things. And it was like really like cool crew. We were going to this club, Titi Twister. It has been designed by Quentin Tarantino. And it was not even just because it's not like club, like EDM club or whatever. It was more like a bar. It was always the same people. All the people from fashion, photographers, models. At the time, the promoters table was not like now where it's pejorative. It was like coming from New York, and it was the real like promoters, like with really like models, amazing elite models. It was only one in the club table like this. I had a friend, she was managing those tables. She was inviting me. Okay. And so I started to have all this thing that helped me to escape. Yeah.
So you started partying at a very young age, right?
Yes. Around 17, 18, something like this.
Yeah. Very early. So, but it was a way to escape, as you said.
Yes, exactly. But like when nothing is good, like home is not good, in the school is not good. Like otherwise, I think I would have been way more depressed. So it was probably for the best.
Yeah, definitely. So that's how you started to develop this fashion network.
Of course, gave me such a network after I did the Istituto Marangoni, the Italian school in fashion in Paris.
Oh, nice.
And it helped me so much. All those contacts helped me so much because we had so many projects. I was in fashion styling, so managing photo shooting and these kind of things. And we needed always model or these kind of things. Most of the students, they were contacting agencies, asking for new face or whatever. Me, I was like ringing to a friend, hey, come, and I had really professional model. By the way, thank you all for coming, working for free for me for my student project. And so like this, the network started to develop itself.
Okay, yeah, wow, that's very nice. And I think it helps you a lot now as well. Yeah,
definitely, because it's a good way to contact, and one contact brings you another. It's always like this.
Yeah, definitely. And about modeling, by the way, you told me that at 18, you've had to say goodbye to your modeling dream.
Because actually my dad said never, because I've been scouted around 15. And even though at this time I had zero confidence in myself or what, it was also another paradox, but I was dreaming of it. And my mom, she said, okay, but you passed the baccalaureate before. I don't want you to drop school. She was worried if it works that I drop school before baccalaureate. And she was like, what is she going to do if she stops after modeling and doesn't have the baccalaureate? Which I understand. And so I did few things before the early days of my 18. And summer of my 18, I got an accident. I got a broken nose, scars on my face, and I was supposed to sign the contract in September. Obviously, as it stays the mark stays for a while, the contract goes away. And so I was like, it was like kind of my dream that fade away.
Yeah.
So even though I was not planning on doing only that professionally, I don't know if I'd blown, why not? But still has been a lot. And at this time also my dad, who was paying for the school by the judge ruling, said, fashion, you want to do fashion, but like as a Sunday hobby. And I was like, no, I want to do fashion. And he forced me to pass some test for École de Commerce.
Really?
Yes.
You did that?
Yes. I've never been. Thanks God the test said, you not get it, instead of you didn't show up. I lied. He was like, oh, I can take you a cab to go there because it was in Villepinte. And I was like, no, mom is going to drop me. He should have known that mom is never going to wake up at 8 a.m. to drop me at Villepinte. That's not her style. And so because I didn't want to waste my family money too. I knew that that's not what I wanted to do. And I was like, if I go to the test, I'm going to have one, because it was the test for a lot of them. Yeah. And I didn't want it to. And my dad still said no for the fashion school. So I ended up in fac of philosophy at La Sorbonne. Because I didn't want it to do something else. And also because my dad is an economist. If he wanted me to choose economy, he would have done my homework for me to continue. So I was like, no. And I knew that philosophy, unfortunately, after it's not the easiest to find jobs. So my family would probably not pushing me to continue philosophy. So I did 1 year. And after, in the middle of this year, I left my home. I didn't speak to my dad. I've been living to friends. He cut me off all money.
Really? Wow.
Yes, he was like, oh, little princess, he's gonna come back in 2 weeks, because he was generous with money. But it didn't work. It lasted something like 5 months. And I was like living in Épinay-sur-Seine. Yes. And my dad got sick. He got something heart related. And obviously family goes off that. So I came back home, took care of him, and after we had a proper discussion, he understood that I would have to do what I want to do some studies, otherwise I would not. And then he said okay, and we agreed on l'Istituto Marangoni. And funny part is, the day I wanted to go to Open Doors, I checked the address, and it was in my street. I didn't know it. Yes. I was at the 96 Rue de Miromesnil, and it was at the 48. And I was always late on class because the closest are always the latest.
Yeah. Okay. And what did you study? It was fashion styling?
Yeah. Fashion styling is like fashion communication, the art of styling, organizing photo shooting, create all the artistic direction behind, a bit of journalism. It's all that. Because I hesitate with design, but I was not sure it was my path. And I was a bit worried to put also this kind of like amount of money. Fashion school are super expensive, to be like, oh, maybe I drop.
Definitely.
And I was also worried that fashion design, to really succeed, I believe that there is a luck part into, it's like actors or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see.
And I was like, because my point would have been to create my collection, not to work for someone else. And then I was like, I'm not even sure. It was like too many questions. So I was like investing all this money and then I'm not sure I'm going to like it. Isn't the fact, all these parts.
Of course.
I was like, and this one was more open. It was super creative, but more open, a bit, not business, but these kind of things and communication. So it was fitting me.
Yeah, because fashion school, it's a lot of work. Like,
yes,
I can say it myself.
Yes,
so,
and especially in design, it's even more.
Yeah, you need to be sure to like it. Mm-hmm. So
because can be like really tricky.
Yeah, but at the end it did work. So yeah, so I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
And about your relationship, did it end well after that, or?
Oh, during the fashion school, my dad, it always have been ups and downs. He's someone super, super smart. He did the Sciences Po, Lena. You can see him on TV, advising, whatever, economist. He's really good. But he has the mood swing going with that much of talent, and he wants to control you. And he wants you to do things. And me, I want to do things my way. So we always had this relation, like ups and downs. Now we're good, but like, now I grew up, so also I do what I want.
Yeah, definitely.
But at the time was more complicated when I was underage, or just because also my dad was my star for a while. Like when I was little, we were super close, doing a lot of things together. But after you grew up, and my dad never accepted the fact just that I grew up. When I started to become a woman, he started to freak out.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay, I can see.
Yes. Yeah. And because I was this little girl and he didn't understand.
Yeah. Okay. I can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, you decided as well to travel all over the world?
Yeah. So the story actually is like, I say I want to travel, take 1 year. A girlfriend of mine, she was looking for a place. And I say, you can take my place maybe. And she was like, I can rent it. And she was like, oh, you know what? I know a startup in New York. They do some VR. And it's for... designers like this, the buyers, the big shops, these kind of things, can look at the collection through that. And it was a few years ago, so it was new. And they look for an intern in New York. I was like, okay, amazing. I passed all the interviews by Skype, and during the fashion week, the girl told me, I love you. I just have to take that with the CEO. I'll come back to you in 3 weeks. 3 weeks later, she called me, and she was pissed off, and she speaks French, but she was like, I'm pissed off. The daughter of the CEO didn't got any of her internships, and so he's taking her.
Oh my God.
And she was like, and even she was like, because if you didn't fit the role, I would have put you back on the plane, to be honest.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is the daughter of the CEO. And I was like, okay, I was pissed off, and we were at Le Marta, who was the drink bar cool of Phuket, with some friends and same crew, and I was pissed off, and I was complaining about life, and I was like, yeah, nepotism, these kind of things. And I was like, anyway, my flat is gonna be on rent. I don't know where I'm gonna go. And my friend was like, one of the friends, she was from New Zealand, and she was with us since 3 years. And she was like, oh, I'm coming back to New Zealand in 1 month. Come with me. And it was like 3 a.m., a few cocktails. And I was like, you know what? Words says at night doesn't see the day. So we will speak about that tomorrow. I called her the day after. And I was like, was it true? And she was like, yeah, definitely. You can come. You're more than welcome. I can host you 3 weeks with my family, the time for you to find a situation.
Yeah.
And after... And I was like, okay, I think about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And so the day after, I booked my ticket for 1 month later to go in New Zealand. And I was like 19 or something like this.
Yeah.
And all our friends were like, oh, it was not a joke. I was like, no, I'm leaving. I'm going to New Zealand. And I said that to my mom. She was like, it was New York or New Zealand now.
Yeah.
And I took my stuff and I left for New Zealand. And I stayed there for 6 months. So I started in Auckland with my friend after I took my place. And after I traveled, I was backpacking and finding little jobs around New Zealand.
Yeah.
And after that, I did Australia. I arrived in Sydney, worked there. I was doing fundraising for charity in the street. Like,
wow.
Hey, come here for a chat. 9 hours a day in the heat in Sydney.
How was it?
Oh, it was super tough. Like the first day, to be honest, like everyone says no to you. And I was like I was not like the pushy one, the one who would follow you after. Like, no, me was trying if you don't want next person. And there is a guy, like 50 years old, businessman. Hey, come here for a chat. And the guy say, fuck off. Like this. Blank point. Like free. Like fuck off.
Okay.
And I was like, wow. And it touched me so bad. I think after I called my mom and I cried.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I was like, Mom, I'm not going to keep the job. And my mom was like, okay, see what you want to do, but it's okay. And after that, I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to go back tomorrow. And I did it for 2 or 3 months. And it was not that bad because it was paid like $24 an hour, which is not that bad.
Oh, yeah.
And gave me also strength to overcome, because like when you take 98% of rejection all day, gives you a strength and this kind of thing. So the experience has been positive on that, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And what did you learn from those travels?
Oh, I learned mostly about myself and probably about organization skills to organize traveling, especially when you do road trips, but you don't drive. So how to find a bus, night bus, that 18 hours bus in Australia, all these kind of things.
Yeah.
And I also was happy to be really in contact with nature, because a part of me, like you see, this life in Paris was a bit Strass, paillettes, all those cool parties. But a part of me, always loved the countryside, horses. Actually, I wanted to do my life with horses. But my dad, yes, I was a big horse rider, 6 hours a day during holidays.
That's a lot.
Yes, and Galosis. And my dad, I started to do some few competition, and he saw that. And even after the internship, I was staying in the boxes, taking care of the horse. And my dad was like, oh, she's never going to do studies. So he was like, we don't have time to bring you anymore. And this kind of things. That's also why after I started to go out, because before that I had this patient that was taking all my time and I was in the sport.
Yeah.
And that's why after I used that summer, I was going out, these kind of things. But so originally I'm someone really in connection with nature, animals, this kind of vibe. And so I was so happy to find it back when I was traveling.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I was really, and also changing from comfort life. Because I didn't need fancy hotel, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
I was doing hostels with a S in the middle, and 4 to 14 people in your room, buying all the food, $1 food, really on a budget. The only money I was putting in was for activities, because it's still expensive when you want to, skydive, swim with manta rays, these kind of things. They have a price, even though for backpackers. But different lifestyle. But I was happy. I met some really nice people along the way. And it gave you a new breeze of air. And it helped me to reconnect with myself for sure.
Definitely.
And also to start to realize what were the people that were not positive in my life. And it cut a lot of links, brings you other ones, because also some people, they were taking a lot of news when I was not there. So it changed all the perspective. And also gave me my English, because I was speaking English before, but not as much. When I arrived in New Zealand, I was like, what the fuck? But I love them, but Kiwi accent.
Yeah, the accents, I can imagine.
When you come from Paris, where the level is not good, like in France for the school in English. And I was understanding everything, but you don't speak that much. And I was with only Kiwi people, because I didn't want it to be Frenchies going to only with Frenchies.
Yeah, of course.
And but I was like, no, come on. First days I was like, I think I don't speak English. there is an issue. Something is lost in translation.
Yeah, but when you practice, it comes easily. So
Yeah.
you just have to practice, and
That's like for everything.
exactly. So I think you learned a lot from yourself.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Traveling for me is the best therapy. And I would say even solo traveling.
Yeah.
Because traveling with friends, I love it too, but it's so different. It doesn't bring you the same experience.
Yeah. I love solo traveling. I think you too, right?
Yes. It's so
Yeah.
good because also people are like, oh, but you're solo. I'm like, no, I arrive solo, but I'm never solo because you meet people where
Yeah.
you go. That's the point. Because when you are with friends, you're going to stay with your group of friends. I've done holidays like with 10 people, same house, whatever. We never met that much people. It was only our group of friends.
Exactly.
When you travel solo, you meet people all around the world.
Yeah. You're on your own, so you have no
Yes.
choice as well.
Yes, exactly. But you never end up that much solo. And
Yeah.
some solo times are good for you, like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
sync.
Yeah. I totally
This
agree.
is one of my therapy for sure.
Yeah, that's nice. I totally agree. And after your travels, you enrolled in entrepreneurship journey. So
Yeah, so I came back in December 19.
Okay.
And I was doing two things at the same time. I took a job as a hostess at Café Marly. So I was doing morning shift. I was starting at 7 something. And just after that, I met a girl and we decided to create our first business together. And so we were working on the project. I was doing double days at this time, finishing the shift, restoration shift, going to her place that was next to it, things good. And we were working on the project. And the project was a magazine online with art, fashion, culture. We were going to places, restaurant, whatever.
Nice.
And we had with that a boutique in the website, a shop, and we were using the pre-loved pieces, only really luxury, really good thing. And instead of doing picture like Vestiaire Collective or these kind of things, we were doing fashion editorials with the pieces
Nice.
to sell them.
Yeah.
And we started the project. Project started to work and make some noise. Like financially, we didn't make that much because after COVID arrived. But we were supposed to do some talks in big business schools, these kind of things. Some people were really interested by that. We wanted to even find some investors maybe later. And COVID arrived.
Yeah. So what happened?
But we all go, she's been with her mom to the countryside. I've been to my mom with the countryside. And the project was implying model shooting, all those things we couldn't do anymore. And after we also fought with this girl I didn't knew well, we were at 50-50 and we didn't even properly did paperwork or whatever.
Okay.
And we were like, we were 20 and like, one day she was pissed off. She was a bit crazy and like she was pissed off. She blocked me all the access from the website. She on the Instagram and she shut down everything.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, I was like,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
And all the time and energy that you put in, it's gone. But at least I learned something.
Yeah. What did you learn from that?
Oh, be careful to who you do partnership with. And also I think now I wouldn't do a 50-50 partnership. Like I would love to, if I get an idea, get someone that's going to be like my right hand. But I would do 60-40.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like 50-50 for me, it's not possible. Especially that like when you take two people that have charisma, personality, these kind of things, it can't work. It can work maybe if you do 50-50, if you have someone, I don't know, who is really like techie and that's going to do only a part on something where you have no part with. But when you have crisscross knowledge and things and participation, it's not possible.
Yeah. I agree with that. Okay. Amazing. Did you took it as a failure or?
We don't forget, we were in the middle of the COVID, so preoccupation at the first lockdown, we didn't know what's happening. So preoccupation were a bit different. So for me, it was more like I was pissed that I lose my time and my energy. And I also lose a friend because like she was a friend, even though I made a mistake on the girl and she was not stable. She's not mean person, but like, but yes. So the failure was maybe even more that also, but like not that big of a failure. I was like, it's okay. And actually it just put me a bit in a cold because I was at the time not confident enough to do something by myself. And then it cooled me down to do something with someone. Yeah. So it's more that than a failure. Like I didn't suffer it as a failure.
Okay. I understand. And after that, how did you create it Consulting Comete?
So after that, there is an in-between. I've been working for 2 years in the second lockdown. I found an internship, then after became a job at Pascal Venot, which is one of the big top PR agents in Paris. I was at the fashion pole and we were representing Sonia Rykiel, Nastigal, Asos, Boo. And I worked also lifestyle pole, so Salman Hotel in Marrakesh, these kind of things. So really big things. And I learned a lot. I was there for 2 years. After the 2 years, I started to see that I bring some contract to the company, these kind of things. And there was already too many people at the senior position or the kind of things I could have wanted to step up.
Yeah.
And I knew that I was a bit like arrived at the end of this experience. And also I was like, if I do my things by myself, I can get more money for myself. And then I decided to fly solo. We end up things really well. I'm still really close to Pascal Venot, in the good terms. And I created Consulting Comete. I've also one other friend called Dolly that was my mentor. I worked with her before that, as a self-entrepreneur, was in between. And after that, she was like, well, maybe you should create also your company. And I was like, why not? And I thought about it and I created Consulting Comete. And Consulting Comete has different activity. There is one with image consulting, which is personal shopping, really high-end fashion, how to dress and to help people with that, relooking, whatever. And another part, obviously, do public relation for brands. And after that, now just open a new branch, and the new branch is talent management. And I just signed with 2 DJs that wants me to represent them here in Dubai.
How is it working for Consulting Comete? You have as well, another founder with you, or you're the only one? So.
No. In France, it's SARL, so I put my mom, but no, it's me. I'm the only founder.
Oh, okay, great. So what did you learn from this entrepreneurship journey?
So from this entrepreneurship journey, I would say that the most important thing that I learned is to have an external driveware. Because this year, the 1st of January, it was the day after New Year. We was with friends eating some pizza, just chilling, friends from London. And my phone goes when you buy it, hello, bonjour. I was not worried. I said to my friend, oh, you will take me a cab. My phone is weird. I don't have Apple Pay. And I arrive home and I open the computer, black screen, connect to a Wi-Fi to reinitiate. I was like, okay, something happened. And I discovered that someone got into my iCloud and hacked all my devices.
My God.
To delete everything. They didn't took any information. They didn't use, because I used to have my credit card numbers in my notes, easier to copy paste to do shopping online. They didn't use anything, but it was just to delete.
My God.
Yes. Wow. So the 1st of January, I lost all my database contacts, which is really annoying when you do public relation. I lost 80,000 pictures and plus all my traveling, whatever, gone. And all my work, because it was my computer work.
Yeah.
So this is the main thing I've learned from that entrepreneurship. Because otherwise it's skills that I've got from all my different jobs I did, or all the things that I put in use for my company. But the main things I would do is that.
Okay, that's why you decided to go to Dubai?
Actually, yes, because in January this year, my 3 major clients told me we have budget issue, we're going to cut. So I lose 15K in 3 days. And it's 3 clients totally different. There was a nightclub, there was a cosmetic brand, and there was another brand. So I was like, wow, okay. I was proud of me because it's good numbers. I don't do that all the time. It's a new company, I'm alone. And I used the time to do wisdom tooth surgery and to go see my mom at the countryside. And I was like, I come back for New Year. New Year, I got that. I was like, wow, okay. Because I was coming back ready to find new clients. And that happened to me. And 3 weeks later, I go out from a dinner with friends next to the Champs-Élysées. It was at 1 a.m., something like this. And I wanted to take a cab. And in front, the cab passed. And in front, there is a G-Wagon Mercedes. and they flip back, they drift like in the middle of Champs-Élysées. They come next to me, 5 guys doing some balloons while driving. And sunglasses, blue light inside.
Okay.
And they were like, I saw that the cab was coming like from the up of the Champs-Élysées. So I was like, I'm going to take the cab. And like, they were like, jump with us. And I was like, no, thank you. And they were like, yeah, no, but jump with us. I was like, no, thank you. And they insist. And I was like, no. And at the end, I say, no, and I'm not going to jump with someone who do balloons while he drive, you know? And the guy, what they did to me actually is like they throw at my face the art bottle where they put the gas in, which is like a art plunge bottle. By the window, they throw it at my face. And I don't know how I did that because I didn't drink that much, but I had a few glasses of champagne. I had like a ninja reflex. I put my arm here. You see, I have like still a little scar.
Oh, wow.
And so it didn't broke my nose, my teeth, or just you can fall and die, basically. And it fell on my feet. But thanks God it was winter, so I had those big chunky boots.
My God, and, you were lucky.
And they left. They left. And like I was pissed off, and something got in my mind. I was like, no way. I picked down the bottle, and they were already far. I throw it, and I break the windows. And after the cab was like there, and I ran.
No.
Yeah. And I ran, and I took the cab, and I was like, thanks God. And I was like, but I was like, you shouldn't do things like that because something bad could have happened if they came back for me.
Definitely.
And also I don't know how I managed because it was like something really hard and they were far. But I think it was just like, I was like, no, not this time. And this was the too much point. And I was like, okay. Khalas Paris.
Okay.
And I'm gonna leave. Because also before that, to be honest, I was not happy anymore in Paris. I knew it. But I was money coming, my friends, comfort zone. But all those things for me were a sign of God, universe, as you want.
Yeah.
But I was like, 3 like this in 3 months shows you that you're not at the good place. So I was like, now I have no reason to stay. And
so you just decided to leave and...
Yes, to leave. At the beginning, it was to leave. It was not like Dubai, obviously. At the beginning, was not even my first choice or right because I had those misconceptions about Dubai. I've never been before. And so, no, I hesitate. It was like Mexico, New York, Dubai, or India.
India, wow.
Yes,
okay.
Which are totally different choices.
Definitely.
Yes, I was like, Mexico, probably not that safe. There is still some gangs, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no, Mexico. And after I was like, India, it's a lot too, like moving there alone, whatever. I don't have contact. So I was like, okay, no. So it was New York or Dubai. And I've never been to New York yet. And at this time, I'd never been to Dubai. And I was discussing, and I was thinking about it. And I also discussed a lot with my shaman, actually, who is a really good advisor. And he told me that also with my personality type, I'm already someone who do a lot of things. And he was like, New York is kind of the ADHD city, like. And he was like, if you go there, you're gonna amplify that, and I'm sure you're gonna make money, but you're probably not gonna be balanced. Maybe you can go to Dubai, like where it's still super fast, but probably a bit less fast than New York. And I was thinking about that, and also I was thinking about the fact that I don't like cold at all. So I was like, how I'm gonna do in New York in winter with that of
not possible.
Yes, and also I was like, it's not safe either. Paris is not safe. New York is not safe.
Definitely.
And before that, because I'm tough, but I traveled all around the world solo, did many things. I was like a bit laughing at people being like, oh, it's so good to be in Dubai because it's safe. I was like, no, Paris is not that bad. But Paris had phone attacks, these attacks, had several things. And now I understand and I embrace it so much. Like being here, it's a blessing for that. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to visit and see.
Okay.
I came to Dubai in March, something like this. And I liked because people are just like focused on the 1% who are like hookers, parties, whatever. But this is not the reality of Dubai at all. First of all, the reality is also a lot of people that works a lot.
Exactly.
and who are business driven. They come here with big project, and also because here you can't do nothing, or you have to be really rich, but otherwise you can't do nothing. And like inshallah one day, but like no, I like to work, but like you have to do something with your life.
Of course you have to.
And there is all those people who are business driven, and I like this energy, and I felt it on me because I'm quite receptive to energies. And so I just like realized that, and I was like, okay, I like the vibe that I'm getting here. And it's funny because I arrived, it was like so much rain, like something like this. It was not the flooding. It's after when I came back. But the first time I came too, like was like bad weather for 2-3 days. Every time I arrive to Dubai, it's a bit dramatic. And after it, and after I stayed, and I like it, and I was like, I came back, and I was like, okay, I'm closing my stuff, all the things I have to do, and I'm going back to Dubai 1 month later in April, something like this. And I came back. I moved in 5 days before the massive flooding.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yes, it was crazy, and it was quite intense. Luckily, I moved the day before the flooding to my new flat, so I was not stuck in an hotel. I keep paying the room and whatever. And also, as I have some intolerance, whatever, I had full food in my fridge and water because I always have to buy the groceries. So I was it because we had no elevator for 10 days in my building. Luckily, I was only at the 10th floor. I don't know. What do you do if it's 50th floor?
I don't know. It's crazy.
No elevator. Good night.
It was crazy, really. I remember it. Wow.
Yeah, but after I was so bluffed by the rapidity for it to be solved. Yeah. I'm sorry. I love France, but like, if we had that in France, we would be still underwater with French on strike. Like, oh, we don't want to go back to work. Yeah. Here in 5 days, everything was solved. I was shocked. I was like, wow, what a country. It was incredible for that. And and so I started here, and I was there for 2 months. And after I came back for summer also for personal things to solve in Paris, and now I just came back. I'm here to stay.
Wow, okay. And what's your vision now?
My vision for Dubai is like, basically, I want to continue to develop Consulting Comete. I'm also actually probably looking for a job because I want to make some contact on the side, and because I love entrepreneurial life. But when you arrive somewhere you're new, I think yes, and I think it's also smart to understand the dynamic and how people think and work here, because after you're going to be able to be better when it's going to be your own company.
Exactly. Yeah, totally agree. So are you happy now?
Really happy.
Okay, I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Looks great. I have a few more questions for you.
Yeah.
After everything that you lived, how did you gain that confidence now?
The confidence came from so much work, like personal work, development personal. I think, all the things you can do. I did hypnosis. I quit smoking thanks to that 3 years ago. Hypnosis for other things, psychotherapy, medicinal plant like ayahuasca. Like I really worked on myself on all the subjects you can do. I meditate. I'm now in like a really routine, like the gym helped me a lot. I do gym every day since like 3 years or something like this. So it's really to learn to be balanced, also to love yourself. And I would say to set the good boundaries. Yeah,
totally agree. Everything is about balance, by the way. Yes. So you need to find that.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. And I have another question.
Yeah.
What kind of advice can you give to someone who wants to follow his own path but is scared about society's judgments?
I would say that first of all, you have to de-dramatize the situation, because in 150 years, probably all the people you know won't be there to remember anything. And you have to start living, because otherwise when you do that in function of the other people, you are just surviving. Yeah. And so my advice would be go for it. Start with little steps. Like you can't do the big things directly, but start by take big little steps for you.
Yeah.
And after you will see, you will get used to that. And it's also really good to do the things for yourself.
Yeah, I love that vision.
Thank you.
I think the same. And what's your definition of success?
My definition of success, first of all, it's never enough. But after that, I think that success comes with also, now I'm maybe more wise, success comes with balance, because sometimes you burn yourself for the success, and you're gonna forget yourself when you are really like patient driven, work driven, or success driven. So my definition of success is like working hard and getting what you deserve. But like when you work hard, you always get it for me. And it's also to protect yourself and don't forget yourself.
Yeah, I can agree with that because I experienced it recently, so I know what is it. So I totally relate. Thank you so much for being here today with me. I love that conversation in English.
Yeah,
so
French
funny.
French is in English.
Definitely. So yeah, I think a lot of people will relate to your story, and I'm very happy about it.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you for you too. I see you for the next episode, and I wish you a very good day. Bye bye.